For decades, the world watched Queen Elizabeth II sparkle in diamonds, sapphires, emeralds, and pearls that carried centuries of history. Every tiara she wore was more than decoration. Every brooch held diplomatic meaning. Every necklace told a story of empire, alliance, love, loss, and continuity. But after her passing, something curious happened. Some of the most iconic jewels seemed to quietly vanish from public view. They didn't go to auction. They weren't displayed in new exhibitions. They simply disappeared. Or did they? Today we explore what many royal observers are beginning to call Elizabeth II silent strategy, a careful, deliberate plan that ensured the monarchy's most powerful symbols would never truly be lost, only repositioned. Because in the royal world, jewels are not accessories. They are instruments of power. To understand the strategy, we must first understand the woman. Queen Elizabeth II ruled for over 70 years. She witnessed political revolutions, social transformation, family upheaval, and global realignment. Through it all, her image remained constant, dignified, composed, steady. But beneath that calm exterior was a deeply strategic mind. Elizabeth understood symbolism better than most modern leaders. She knew that a single brooch could send a message without a word being spoken. When she wore a maple leaf brooch in Canada, it was loyalty. When she chose an emerald piece during diplomatic visits to Ireland, it was respect. When she selected pearls during moments of mourning, it was continuity. Nothing was random. And that includes what happened to her jewels after her reign ended. The royal collection is vast. Some pieces belong to the crown and can never be privately owned. Others were personal gifts, inherited treasures, or commissions. Many assumed that once she was gone, we would see a dramatic redistribution, a grand unveiling, perhaps even a modernization of the collection instead. We saw restraint certain tiaras once frequently worn by Elizabeth II have not reappeared in the same way. Some brooches remain tucked away. Some necklaces are rarely seen. To the casual observer, it looks like disappearance, but insiders suggest something else. Preservation through patience. Elizabeth spent decades building the image of stability. She knew that sudden shifts can destabilize public perception. The jewels are emotional objects. They remind people of her, of a particular era, of a form of leadership many describe as steady and unshakable. Reintroducing them too quickly could feel jarring. Holding them back creates anticipation. It also creates reverence. Consider the Queen Mary fringe tiara, worn by Elizabeth on her wedding day in 1947, later worn by Princess Anne, decades later, worn again at another royal wedding. That piece is not just diamonds and platinum. It is generational symbolism. Or take the Vladimir tiara, one of her most recognizable pieces, with interchangeable emerald and pearl drops. When she wore it, it felt regal, formidable, almost immovable. These pieces do not simply transfer from head to head without consideration. They transition carefully. And that careful transition may be the final masterstroke of Elizabeth's reign. Think about the monarchy's position today. It stands at a crossroads between tradition and modernization. Public trust must be maintained. Younger generations question relevance. The institution must adapt without appearing unstable. Jewels can anchor that balance. By controlling their visibility, the palace controls narrative. If a powerful tiara suddenly appears at a major state banquet, it signals strength. If a beloved brooch associated with Elizabeth appears on another royal figure during a moment of national significance, it signals continuity. But if too many appear too soon, it risks comparison. Comparison between eras. Comparison between personalities. And Elizabeth understood that her presence cast a long shadow. The quiet pause in jewel visibility allows the new reign to establish itself first. It allows King Charles III to define his image independently. It allows the Princess of Wales to grow into her role naturally, rather than being instantly framed against Elizabeth's memory. This is not disappearance. This is timing. Royal historians often remind us that the monarchy survives by thinking in decades, not headlines. Elizabeth mastered long-term strategy. She lived through abdication crises, global conflicts, family controversies, and cultural revolutions. She never overreacted publicly. She never rushed symbolism. The jewels reflect that same philosophy. Another layer of the strategy may involve emotional protection. For many citizens, Elizabeth's jewels are deeply personal symbols. They watched her wear them during Christmas broadcasts, jubilees, weddings, and funerals. Suddenly seeing those same jewels on someone else might feel abrupt. Gradual reintroduction allows public sentiment to adjust. It also elevates the moment when they do appear. Imagine a future coronation anniversary, diplomatic summit, or historic celebration where one of Elizabeth's signature tiaras reemerges. The impact would be enormous because absence builds power. Scarcity builds value. And Elizabeth understood value better than anyone. There is also the matter of modernization. Some jewels may be reset. Some may be adapted. Some may remain permanently archived to preserve their original context. That is not loss. That is evolution. Throughout her reign, Elizabeth herself modified pieces inherited from Queen Mary. She adjusted tiaras, removed elements, added components. The collection was never frozen in time. It was alive, which means its current quiet phase may simply be preparation for its next chapter. Consider how Catherine, Princess of Wales, has approached royal jewelry so far. Her selections have been thoughtful, often echoing Diana, while still forging her own path. When she wears a piece connected to Elizabeth, it carries layered meaning. But those appearances are measured, intentional, strategic. That restraint may be part of a broader plan established long before Elizabeth's passing, a plan that protects legacy while empowering the future. Because the greatest risk for any long-reigning monarch is overshadowing their successor. Elizabeth likely understood that better than anyone. By allowing certain jewels to rest, she ensures that when they return, they do so as bridges between generations rather than relics of comparison. There is something poetic about that. Jewels that once symbolized permanence now symbolize transition. Silence becomes strategy. Absence becomes anticipation. And the monarchy continues. Another possibility lies in private bequests. Some jewels may have been given directly to family members with specific instructions. Not to wear immediately. Not to loan publicly. Not display casually. Private guidance that shapes public perception. Elizabeth was known for her discretion. It would not be surprising if her instructions extended beyond written wills into symbolic planning. After all, she devoted her entire life to the institution. Would her final chapter be left to chance? And the idea that the jewels didn't just disappear challenges a narrative of loss. Instead of imagining a vault of forgotten treasures, imagine a carefully curated timeline. Each appearance planned years ahead. Each absence serving a purpose. Each sparkle reserved for the exact right moment. That is not sentimentality. That is monarchy at its most strategic. In many ways, Elizabeth II's reign was defined by constancy. The same handbags, the same silhouettes, the same pearls. But beneath that consistency was quiet calculation. The jewels were her punctuation marks. And even in silence, punctuation shapes meaning. As we move deeper into a new royal era, watch closely. Watch the state banquets. Watch the diplomatic visits. Watch the milestone anniversaries. When one of her signature pieces reemerges, it will not be random. It will be a message, a reminder, a continuation. The jewels did not disappear. They are waiting for history to require them again, waiting for a moment worthy of their weight, waiting to shine not as echoes of the past, but as endorsements of the future. That may be Elizabeth II's final lesson in leadership. True power does not rush. It prepares. And sometimes, the most powerful move is choosing when not to shine. What do you think? Was this a deliberate strategy, or simply natural transition after an extraordinary reign? Share your thoughts below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into royal symbolism and hidden strategy, make sure you like this video, subscribe for more royal insights, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next story. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.